Okay. All right. Right. Welcome. It's been a while, and today I'm just going to do some open source project, and this is basically a cook blog. So that's not no specific type topics. And what I'm working today is I'm going to work on the terisfy. I'm in the process of rewriting it to use the acorn. Basically, it's a JavaScript parser so that I can get a better control of what's getting printed. So without further ado, let's get going. All right. So where am I? So let's start running the test. So it's good. Everything's passing. Let's do this. Okay, put it to the side like this is easy to read. Okay. Okay, let's see, where am I? So with all this, I was somewhere over here. Okay. I still need to work on the object array, but I'm gonna work on it later on. With all this, let's get a space over here. The for in loop is good with the first test. Let's just do a multi-statement version to make sure that doesn't really matter. And then I expect the output to be okay. All right, it's still passing. I think I'm done with this one. So let's get to the for off loop. Before that, let me for in, for off. No, this one will be a single statement. Let's get rid of the ugly warning, and it should be something like that. Okay, I know it fell. So what I'm going to do is adding that statement. So I already have a code in to print out the error note so that I know exactly what I needed. So for off statement, right now at a point I have created a bunch of it so that it is kind of mechanical, but it's still good. You still need to work on it again to get it to the finish line. Statement, what do I have? Left, right, and body, so it's the same thing. So here. Basically this is the same thing. The only thing is this is for off. The logic is the same. The only thing different is this is for off. Got an error here. This is for off. And add it in. Get back to my test. For off, good. Let me get the same one. Get the multi-statement one in. Yeah. Over here in the test, I don't really worry about the logic of anything. So it's just that make sure that I'm able to exercise all different kind of statements. So there you go. For off is done. Okay, I think I have exhausted all of the thing that I know. Okay. Did that again. So I get a bunch of this, return different kind of objects and functions, and then with all this with statement. Name function, I don't really need to repeat it, it's the same thing. The arrow function is slightly different, so that I'm all going to implement some. Well, this is just make it looks nice. Return symbol, return name symbol, and then put this back over here. Oh, oh no. Let's put this to a side. Go down a little bit first, because what I want to do is do a quick comparison between the two segments. So this is arrow function. This should be all fine. I did that in the past. Undefined now boolean number, big int, string, symbol, name symbol. It's just copy and paste. Okay, there is so the regular expansion day and buffer. I don't have it here. Just in case, I would like to put this over here also, and then change this to arrow function. These are the arrow function test, and then make this arrow function. And then as for arrow function, since this is a single statement, I have it simplified it to this. That's the whole purpose of this library. It will print it out, print the function out, or print the code, the input code out as a slightly more task format. Okay, save again. Okay, that's good. So return anonymous function. Yeah, I should also do that. Let me see. Yes, this is what I've been doing. Like this. Okay, I can keep it like this. I know it will convert it to a single line, which is what I wanted. So I want to do the same thing over here. And then they are all single lines, so I can remove this and remove this. Expect it to be like that. Okay, good. Object and array, I was going to skip that for now. Variable decoration, let's add that in. Oh, have that? Let's see. Hey, I have this over here. Yeah, it's duplicated. Date, I have buffer. I have regular expression already. Let me minimize this. Name, symbol, regular expression, date, and buffer. So date and buffer, let me just take a look. This is this test, and this test is the same, essentially, yes. The buffer, let me just double check. So regular expression, I was doing it slightly different like this, which is well, it's just the input is different, which is okay. Anonymous function, same thing. Well, this is a little bit more elaborate, so I can take this. Anonymous functions, name function, arrow function, so I already test those. Let me grab this over. So I don't need this three. Okay, I think that's good. Just one last double check. Undefined now boolean number big int string symbol name symbol regular expression date buffer anonymous function name function arrow function, right? Although these are not as spelled out with that but this is because it arrow function have that short form, so it have a little bit more text. So object array, that's good. Then if all this, it really doesn't have this variable declaration. I'm going to adjust that later on, but first take a look with these. Also, I don't know, I can't find of anything that does that. With this postfix unary expression, what happened is, well, if any of you know, let me know in the comment that prefix unary expression are, for example, these. You can have not, what in this case I do a double not, and then you can have plus minus in front of the number. If it's string, it would do the conversion, but I don't think the TypeScript will allow you to do that. It will catch the error, right? Oh, actually it does not. So, but for postfix, I can't think of any, because over here I mentioned that the plus plus and minus minus acorn classify type specify the type as update expression instead of unary expression. So, but in the unary expression, it have this. I think it's the position. Let me quickly go there. Unary expression, yeah, it have this prefix and it's a boolean because it can be true or false. So when it's false, I guess it is postfixed, but I can't think of any operation that actually, or any expression that actually does that, which is not plus plus or minus minus. So if any one of you know, let me know so that I can fill in this test. Anyway, so now the next step, since I'm doing this, let me do some slight adjustment. Okay. So back to here, I have a logical binary update variables if statement. assignment while loop, for loop, init, no test, no update. No. I'm comparing the wrong stuff here. Okay. With logical binary update, multi-variable, and then that's it, right? I don't have any of this. This I add in the last 2 days, or yesterday, I should say. So I'm going to also add this in so that I can be a little bit more confident that the arrow function side also is working correctly. Okay, so I think I'm good. So let's go to the first if statement with variable declaration. This is written in a function as a function, so I want to change that to an arrow function. Let's mark that as only. Then this fell as expected. It fell as normal, so I'm done with that. Let me put it back over here. Start from the first one. These are all 2 statements. Let's see. Oh, the length is different. The length is different. So 71, I already get chopped. Yeah, interesting. It's because in this case, the arrow function is actually longer. So it's 72. It's 71, 43. Unfortunately, I have to do it manually. Let's see. Mm, 63. Oh, 63 is wrong too. Hold on, that might not be correct. Let me first take a look. Oh, this is 65. What did I do? -1. Hold on a second. So this is 65 characters. So if I set this to 65 characters, that one pass. However, did I do this wrong? This is 64 characters. Oh, it's one longer. It's one longer, right? It's one longer, right? Yes, I did that again. I am adding 1, and then over here I'm minusing 1. So let's see all the stupid thing I did. Okay, so this I change it to 72, right? That's how I get it passed, and all this should be add 1. Hi, okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 5, 6, 5. For the one I almost minus again. 69, 68, 36. Let's see. This is just redundant check. I don't really have to check it, but just in case. Because what happened is when hold on. Oh, I have a duplicate. Didn't realize that. not realize that functions. Yes, there's a duplicate. Because the logic is actually a little bit tricky. So if I not doing this, sometimes I will miss some corner cases. So it turns out I'm adding that is good. So I'm just going to have it there. 20, 19, 18, 14. Okay, good. All right. All these are fixed. So these are the new one, just in case I'm only changing the test. So that should be anything. Okay. All right. I can do this. Yeah, it's all the same. All of these are the same. Hey. Okay. I should still be fine. Okay, keep going. Still doing fine. Oh, I'm done. Okay. Expected functions, but received that arrow function. The if statement. Well, the first one. Oh. This haven't changed yet. Of course. Is there any more? Yes, there's some more. I think that's it. Yes. Yes. So this is here. Since this is only a single statement, arrow function will able to simplify that. Okay. Okay. Before I look into the next one, let's make sure that all this makes sense, right? So X, this is the return multiple statement. That's fine. I don't think I can write it like this. All right. This doesn't work, so that's okay. This did the simplification, the same thing for the while loop. The nice thing is I can just do this and to see if it actually work or not. But of course, while loop, do loop is the same for the if statement. Arrow function won't allow you to do something crazy like that. The same for loop. I can just skip that. So for loop, switch statement, the same thing. For in and for off. Okay. So this is good. So the function and arrow function for supporting all these are done. Right. So what have I changed? I right now I add the for in and for off. This is a slight cleanup. That's okay. So for in and for off. Support for in and for off. Okay. So now looking at the object, let's clean this up, make it look a little bit nicer. Separate all this text with a single line. Okay, let's review this. Has enormous function, name function, and generator. All this, I think that is good. Arrow function, that's good. That's good. Primitive type. Okay, this is before I test the date and buffer, which by itself is okay because when they print out, I can just add it here in this case. Sometimes I do take some shortcuts. In terms of writing the test, because if you really following TDD or writing the test properly, you normally would not write the test like this, right? Because this is testing multiple kind of types. However, because I know that they should be passing already, so when I'm writing the code, so I decided, well, instead of deprecating all those tests, I can just go ahead and do this. Oh, it failed. What happened? Oh, this does convert. Let me think. Would this convert be fine? Yeah, I want this conversion, but at the same time, because on the date, for this code, I expect the date object to be formatted like this. So this, when it go through that code path, this path for parsing the object is not going through the acorn, and it is doing this kind of conversion, which is what I want. However, the function side, I do not have that. The function side, let's see over here. The function side, I'm returning that, which is not consistent. However, I come to the point that what does this mean? Does it? I want to make the whole thing still parsable, which I decided to do this is, I think I was saying, well, this is a specific format that no other things would does that, so that the parser can actually look at this, recognize the format, and say, oh, this is the date. So that means that this piece I could have also claiming it should do this, because the whole point for this library is to make the code, make the display short, so it is easier to read during tests. One of the primary reasons I create this. So I think it should do this. Well, before I do this only, I should go back. To my object. Where's my object? Here. Okay. So this, because this is a special treatment, I want to put it JS property as a separate test, so that it can be tested separately. These are just mostly fall through, so I don't worry about those. But this one I do. So I want it to be like this. This is what I want. Date object property. So that's good, and now this is failing, which is what I want. So that's why it's good that you think about it, actually look at the test code, and you might have a wrong conclusion in the past. Right, so let me focus on this test. All right. So what happened is this comes to the problem is this is a new operator. Is at the new operator. I need to start at the new operator. That's concerning. Yeah, I print out this. So it is a new expression, and then the class that open that do this is the date, right? And then the which is a constructor. The argument have that, right? And so of course it means that if someone somehow extend the date and and then use those, I won't able to have that kind of shortcut, the shortened form, which is okay. That's only so much you can do. I can't support everything. And then also just think of it over here. Also want to, just in case, just check what does it mean. Date equals to that, and then return date. I don't think this does anything because this is just identifier. There's no way the Alexa would able to understand that this date is a instant of date, right? So I should have it in a separate test, but I think I'm going to toss this one away. Yeah, so this do a date, so it doesn't help. Not much can be done. However, inside a function, I can write it like this. Then that means this will be constant date equals, without a quote, comma, semicolon, return date. Right. I will expect this one to work, so that's okay. Okay, let's work on it. So basically, I am doing a specific check. Let's say if node is new, I want to just put it to be safe. Say it is an identifier, and it's okay. Name equals to date. Then I also need to, because this string, if if it come in is not a literal. Let's see if it is not. Well, if it's not a literal, there's nothing I can do. I don't have the context to get any of those values. So the only thing is if it is a literal, it might not be in this format. If I recall, new date, and then you can pass in a string, a number. Of course, if you, yeah, I can do some support of, you know, some of this, which would take quite a lot of work. But let me, in that case, I really want to separate it. Return date, constructed with etc. Right. Also, one more thing is normally during the test, you will also obviously describe what the expected outcome. But in this case, since I'm doing a parser, all those things are pretty cumbersome to describe in words. So it is much easier. It's very easy to just read what the result is, but it's very hard to describe it in sentence. So for this project, for these tests, I'm not describing the expected behavior. Okay, so this test, I want to say this, and then 04, which is May, and then something like this. The thing is, I'm not actually going to implement this, because with all the optionals and all that is quite well, actually, let me see, it is possible, but I just want to record this so that I won't won't forget, and while I'm working on this. So let's go back here with this code. Okay. Since the input is an array of literals, yeah, let's separate over here. So nope. Equals to literal. Let me double check. Right, supposedly you should also put in a month, two numbers, although yeah, I think in JavaScript people can break all kind of rules. So this test, just like this, is not that sufficient. I should also check if the value type is a string. This is getting too long. Of course, I can pull that out as a variable, but yeah, TypeScript doesn't do that, so yeah, I'm lazy. argument of value type of string. Then because the format can still be off, although even if it is string. So unfortunately over here I would say date equals to new date to actually create it. And then well, to ISO string. There you go. Okay, that pass this if it is string. Then this one, of course this is failing, but that's okay. New expression, literal, and then these are numbers. Right. So if it's one and not that, or if it is not one, meaning it is it can be 0. Okay. I also need to check that if well, if no argument is 0, I will just do this. Actually, that is a good test. That is the easiest, the basic one. And in that case, that not much I can do. I have to return it like that. Right. So this is a function return new date. Mark that as only. I want to satisfy that one first. Yes, it already worked. It already worked because of this. This is actually working. So let's go back here. So if not yeah, let's don't do that. Although this nesting doesn't look good. If it is a literal, and what else can it be? I hope people is not putting some irrelevant stuff such as true and false or other things in it. No, let's also just test it. I don't want to get to the wrong conclusion. So if that is a number, or if this dot length is greater than 0. Right. In that case, it's actually greater than 1. Okay. Let's complete it first. I have some idea. This equals to assuming all of them are do that. No. Yeah, stupid. I can do this. So I'm doing a shortcut here. I am assuming if one is literal, all of them are literals. Well, no, I should not do that. I should not do that. Okay. Okay, so I have not literal arguments. So if it has not literal argument, I was going to skip else, meaning all of them are literals. Then I can say that I can say this. And then I can simplify this, get this away. Just being lazy. Yeah, the control flow analysis doesn't support the sum doesn't do a good job in the in control flow analysis on the type. I might able to do something in type plus, but my guess is I can't. This looks complicated, so I'm not going to switch over there and give it a try. So right now, what I am going to do is to say, yeah, although it's a little bit stupid, literal arguments, literal nodes equals to arguments. I don't really care. Oh, right. So that, you know, I just tell the compiler I know what it is. If it's string, I do that. If there's number, then map. Hey, it's a literal. Oh. Dot value. That's the value. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Is there a way to limit this? This sometimes is a little bit stupid. Can I do that? Just want to see. I cannot. What can I do? Actually, this is an interesting one. I never thought of I would encounter something like this. In JavaScript, well, in JavaScript you can do anything. Would this work? Interesting, interesting. I don't think I can. Man, never know that I would get into trouble over here, into things like this. Would that work? Yes, that will work. Yeah, I'm just kind of silencing. This is a bit weird. I think this is the first time I encounter something that is actually hard to do in TypeScript than in JavaScript. Of course, this kind of thing happens in elsewhere, but this is the first time I experience this. All right, so this pass, of course, I do this just to, if not literal string, then I do that value thing. Oh. No. Okay, that's not what I expected. I expected this to be parsed out. So this all literal. So with this equals 0, some of it is not this should be false, should go here, right? Yep, it went here, and then the length is not 1. When the length is not 1, because it is greater than 0, it's not 1, it's greater than 1. Let's get the test pass first. Just copy it over here. Yep, there you go. Although the result is not what well, it's different, but as expected. Like that. Okay. So, is there a better way to write this? Of course, I don't want to be like this. And this, I have not checked if all of them are, well, I didn't know. I did check all of them are string literals. So these are all literals, that's fine. When it is not, when one of them is not, it will fall back to this. Actually, let me write a test for that one. So 1 2020 x to b function return new date 2020 x. I do expect to be like that. With variable, it fell. Oh, let x equals 1. There you go. Okay, now back to here. I think after I do it, finish this one, we can call it a day. Let's see. Yeah. The rationale is I hope people won't do something, well, in JavaScript side won't do something weird that, you know, put the first one as a string and then the other one as a number and then hope the type conversion will do the right job for them. They really shouldn't be doing that. So in that case, I am comfortable to say, you know, assuming or arguments are numbers, and put a note over there like that. So create this up, not okay. Now, before I'm done, I want to take a look. This is an instance of date and not a new. Let me see. Let me just double check. Date. This is a date. Yeah, meaning over here, if I'm doing a date, yeah. Yeah, of course, I won't, because over here, if I specify as an object, this guy will already be instantiated, which is an instance, and it won't go through the same code. same issue. The only thing you encounter this is if this is embedded inside some kind of function which I have to parse. So the on the outside for the object side doesn't have this concern. The only thing that have concern is inside functions. Okay, so then that's good. Let's just double check. This is good. I won't reuse this on that side. I don't have to, but this is surely ugly with all this code. So did I hear something? No. So yeah, okay. New date. Yeah, that's good enough. And all I need on this one is just the node itself. When I'm going in here, the length actually doesn't do much. So yeah, for now, let's do this new expression notes and then pull all this code in here. I can put it over here, do an or, but I want to make it explicit. The string equals to yeah, that's good. Oh. Yeah. Oh, fair and whole bunch. Which this is good, this is good. That is exactly what I wanted. With variable declaration. I was using a date. Oh yes, I was using a date. Oh, the length is all wrong again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 11, 12. So 12 character difference. Let's mark that first. Yes. So 12 character difference. Yeah, can get rid of all this. I'll figure that out when I get there. 12 character, 60, 59, 58. Let's see. Oh, not 59. 59. Receive there is a comma. Yes, of course there's a comma. Oh, I forgot. All right. So that with that. Yes. 51. 49. No, that's not right. This should be 50. This should be 50. Yes, 50. And then the purpose I was doing this was the date starts shifting. So I want to make sure the comma is okay. So this is 49. And then have one more. 48, make sure that it start eating into this string, and then I can go all the way. And then so 23, is that right? It's not 23, it is 25. Damn it. 25. Just in case, have one character over there. With no character, 25, 24. And then these are redundant now. Okay. Yes. And then I will do the same fix. Yeah, let's do it now. Over there for the arrow function. Arrow function. Okay, so it should be plus 1, is that right? So this is 60 characters. So 60, 59, 53, 52, 51, 50, 49, 27, 6, 6, 5, 4, 2, 20, 19, 18, 14. Okay, return state. Should be this. Okay, it's all pass. And then should I recreate this test over there? I don't really have to recreate it because I know it is the same code, but I'm going to not to mark it or make it exaggerate the number of tests I have, but instead is to make the code more consistent, all the tests more consistent. Because you can see that I'm mirroring between the functions and the arrow function. So if I'm missing this, later on when I come back, I might think, why this is not there? Are they missing text? Because later on you will forget. Right, so I'm going to do this. And of course, this will be like that. Yep, to fail. Also remove this. There you go. All right. So what have we done? We passed a date. That's what we did. Okay. So inside function, task inside the function, and for days that are if the date has no string literal or number literal input. This is not a good word, but or the input has variables, the date will not be terisfy. Okay. So we good. What have we done with this time? I don't know how long have it ran. Let's see. How long have we been recording? About an hour now. With that hour, we implement some more functions, copy them, copy the test, and then also implement the date, improve on it a little bit. So yeah, so this is a new videos that after quite a while, and I hope I would come back a little bit more, and you can see that there's a new boy over here, and there will be some good things come out from him. So stay tuned. All right, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a nice one. Bye bye.